What's up YouTube, and welcome back to our channel here at Vagabond Builds. And today we're bringing you another comparison video between two cars. And to my right, I have the all-new Lexus TX 350 in the Lux trim, and we're going to be comparing that over to the LX 600 in the F Sport trim. Now, don't pay attention to the trims themselves, but we are going to be talking about the cars, exteriors, interiors, and specs, and showing you guys what they look like. Before we even start, because it's not a sponsored video, we truly need and appreciate you guys' support. Like, subscribe, because we truly need and appreciate you guys. Also, if you have something for us to film, here's our email below. Email us and we could talk details later. A special shout out and a thanks to Lexus of Sacramento here in Sacramento, California, for providing us both of these beautiful cars for this review. Keep watching and stay tuned, because later on in this video, we're going to be dropping those MSRP stickers so you guys get an exact idea of what comes on these cars and the price tags on top. Now let's go ahead and talk Lexus TX 350 and LX 600. So let's kick this comparison video off with talking some specs between both cars. Now, on the LX 600, we see that it comes with the 3.4 liter V6 engine, 10-speed automatic transmission, 409 horsepower with 479 pounds-feet of torque. Now, let's talk some MPG here, everybody. MPG on the LX 600 is 17 city, 22 highway, and a 19 combined with a 21.1 gallon gas tank size. But if we compare it to the Lexus TX, we have a 2.4 liter four-cylinder turbocharged engine, 8-speed automatic transmission, 275 horsepower with 317 pounds-feet of torque. MPG on the TX is 20 city, 26 highway, and a 23 combined with a 17.8 gallon gas tank size. But let's go ahead and compare length, width, and height. Starting with length. Length on the LX, which is the bigger body, comes 201 inches compared to the length on the TX is 204 inches. So you're literally longer by 3 inches on the TX, 78 inches in width on both, and 74 inches of height on the LX 600, which is 4 inches higher compared to the TX at 70 inches. Wheelbases on the LX 600 is 112 inches wheelbase, which is 4 inches shorter compared to the TX at 116 inches. Ground clearance is 7.9 inches on the TX. Comparing that over to the LX, ground clearance on the LX 600 is 7.9 inches on the LX 600. So literally the same exact ground clearance, everybody. Now, let's talk some towing capacity. This being the bigger engine, the V6 3.4 liter, up to 8,000 pounds of towing capacity, compared over to the TX 350 when properly equipped, up to 3,500 pounds of towing capacity. Now let's talk front end, starting with the TX 350. This being new to Lexus, you have the LED front headlamps with daytime running lights. We left the hazards on so you guys get an idea of what it kind of looks like. It is a bi-LED, all right? Headlight washers integrated into the bumper cover. LED fog lamps with bumper sensors going across that front end, that newer Lexus look that we get onto this TX 350. Camera integrated in the front. Now, if we come over to the sides of the car, or sorry, let's go ahead and talk LX 600 front end. Also, you get those dual eye 3-level LED lamps, daytime running lamps, and the hazards in the same lighting. Bumper sensors going across with the integrated camera right under that Lexus emblem. Bigger grille, so we don't have that newer Lexus look that we see into the 24s. This is kind of that older style. The headlight washer for that headlight. Now let's talk some sides again, as mentioned. Dropping down to the rims, we're gonna start with the TX rim. TX rim comes in a Goodyear Assurance 255/55/20. Dual color rim in the gunmetal gray gloss with the machine surface silver. Front McPherson strut suspension, that's a regular spring or shock look. And if we come over to the LX 600, we got the Dunlops, and these are going to be the Grand Treks. And what is the size to this? A 265/50/22. Suspension themselves does come with a spring shock suspension, okay? Now, wheel well trims, both come painted, same color as the car. F Sport emblem on that backside of the fender, this being the F Sport trim. Side mirrors, they both come automatic foldable with integrated blinker lighting, and the cameras are integrated right under these side mirrors. Blind spot assists, everybody. Something that's different on both these cars, this being the 24, yes, this being a 23, but we didn't want to mention the years because we just kind of wanted to bring the sides of the cars and the looks, okay? The handles themselves pop out, and then here we have an electric button that pops open, all right? Keyless fob entry on both. Check out the doors and the trim and what it looks like. If we bring the camera onto this side, so I show you guys the access of both. Very nice big access wide compared to also the TX, very nice big wide access, all right? Running boards on the LX600 to where the TX does not get running boards. Back doors, access, very nice and big. So you're not fighting for space and getting into the backside of those interiors. Now, rear ends, right? LX600 full LEDs with the hazards on. We left those on. LX600, Lexus on the backside in the 3D lettering, dropping down with the bumper sensors integrated on that lower bumper cover. Matte black plastic with that kind of metallic silver trim. Parking reflectors and the backup lights here. Camera is right over that license plate. Wiper for the back glass and the spoiler with the integrated brake light. Now, I know we have a little bit of terrain to get over here on this rear end, but again, top spoiler with the integrated brake light, wiper for that back glass, the new bar going across, LED lighting here in the rear end too as well. This looks phenomenal at night. Camera integrated here as well. Dropping down bumper sensors going across that bumper cover in the matte black plastic, and then finishing off that lower end in the matte black plastic. Now on both cars, to mention, those exhaust tips are tucked, so you guys do get a better look or a cleaner look on both rear ends, okay? So guys, now we're pretty much done with the exteriors. Let's go ahead and pop open the cargo and talk some cargo space on both of these cars. Now, cargo area on the LX600, for the people who'd like to know, with the third row seat up, you get about 11 cubic feet of space. If we were to drop the third row seat down, 46 cubic feet of space. And then if we drop third and second row, you get a whopping 64 cubic feet of cargo area. Let's go ahead and show you guys how to do that. Electric panel here on the left, and we're going to go ahead and drop those down. Very nice and convenient. Takes a little while, but again, it is very convenient because it's electrical. And you could also pop those back up electrically as well. You have a inverter here on the left-hand side with some tie downs. And let's go ahead and show you guys what's going on under the mats here in the LX600. Cargo, and we can't lift that. That's pretty much it there. Let's go over to the TX 350. Let's talk cargo. So with the third row seats up, is going to be 20 cubic feet of space. Drop the third row seats down the way we're looking at now in the video, 57 cubic feet of space. And if we drop the third and the second row, you get up to 97 whopping cubic feet of space in the TX, which is a whole lot more on the TX than the LX, okay? So that is pretty much it. Let's go ahead and show you guys what's under the mat of this TX. You got your car situation going, like the jack stand and all that good stuff. On the left-hand side, again, electric controls to pop up that third row. So in both of them, LX and TX, you get the electric control panel for that third row seating. But this gets literally 9 more cubic feet of space here in the back because the seats are set more forward. All right, very nice. All right, guys, so we're pretty much done talking about specs, exterior, and cargo. Let's go ahead and talk interior of both cars. So now inside the TX 350 in the Luxe trim, and get a load of this new look, everybody. Now, again, in this video, yes, this is the 24, so it comes with the latest tech, and you're gonna feel a whole lot more kind of upgraded inside this. But again, we just wanted you to focus on what the cars look like and how the LX600 is a bit more grand than the TX, okay? But again, with the suede coming in on this Luxe trim, on the seats, on the dashboard, perforated leather, electric controlled seats, heated and ventilated, just phenomenal look with a bit more narrow center console, new look on the cup holders, The shift lever is new along with your control units here. Wireless charging pad, we slide this open. And then we go ahead and show you guys the cameras, different views of the cameras. Sorry, just like that. Okay, well, we could go more into depth, but again, navigation, we'd have to show you guys by subscribing. We can't do that, but just want to show you guys a little bit about the tech, the slide. Very nice touch-sensitive option on this touch-sensitive screen with your temperature control knobs and all of that. Sleeker design, of course. I will say that the TX does have a little bit more sleek in it. Full digital cluster. Let's go ahead and show you guys how you kind of just change the theme to that cluster just by going over to the right and using your controls here on the right hand side of the steering wheel. Paddle shifters for that 8-speed automatic transmission, controls for the windshield wipers and the lighting system. Also heads-up display in the Lux trim. Then we come over here to the left, you get your memory seating buttons along with your liftgate, gas, ODO button, lighting for that dashboard. But the door panel, this is the way it looks. Again, the LX 600 is going to be a bigger door panel, but you get the more techie feel with these newer handles inside this TX 350 with the windows, the Mark Levinson sound system, down up here and down here with some more cubby room, okay? So this is pretty much the front end of this car. Wanted to show you guys a little bit about the electric sun visor here on the TX and the panoramic glass that goes all the way over to the second row seating. Just like that. Tilt slide sunroof option as well, all right? So let's go ahead real quick, show you guys what the second row and the third row seat looks like in the TX, and then we're gonna jump over to the LX. So now second row seating in the TX 350, everybody. Now again, remember, it is the new techie feel. This, you have the captain chairs. You have the option of getting the bench seat, but this TX in the Lux trim, you get the captain. Now, again, captain seating, you have manual ways to control these seatings by the levers here on the right and left of these seats. You also can control them by electrically bunny hopping up here as well. Press that button and it'll bunny hop this seat forward. They come heated and ventilated seats. In front of these seats, you get the pockets. And then on the back side of the center console, a whole lot more different because the LX 600 does have a wider console in this. So pay attention to that. They both come heated and ventilated seats, but again, this is a bit more sleeker, minimal design, all right? USB-C plugins. Key fobs, wanted to show you guys those. They're exactly the same in both cars. Here in the center, get the removable cup holders. That is a very cool option to have if you don't need them. My best advice to anybody would be get the cup holders, okay? So let's go ahead and bunny hop this seat forward by pressing and holding that button. Now I'm gonna go through the middle of these both seats so we don't have to move this seat and leave this in the exact area because I wanted to show you guys space, okay? So I'm about 6 feet 2 inches. We see that the second row has more than enough space for me with regards to leg room and head clearance. But again, let's go over and show you guys what the third row looks like. And this is more than enough room for the third row. Now, again, you can take a little bit about that, little out of that second row seating because we just had more than enough. But again, for a third row seating SUV, this is phenomenal compared to its competitors. But beautiful, same look coming in from the front to the second row and over to the third rows with that leather and that suede feel here in the back as well. Cup holders, you control these backrests here with an electric button as well. And then USB-C plugins on the right and left. You could also control these seats from the second row. Let's say you wanted to control them on from the outside of the car. You have a little control unit for that as well. But guys, you could also bunny hop this seat forward so your back passengers can get out through that door. Now let's go ahead and head over to the LX. So now inside the LX 600, everybody, and get a load of how this LX 600 does feel a bit more boss and executive feel with regards to this wider center console, everybody. Yes, we don't have the removable cup holders, but again, the trim and all that with the dual difference in opening glove compartment lid. You got a cool box in here like an ice chest. The screens themselves, you got a dual screen for your comfort, tech control, for the brake, accelerator, letting you know all that stuff, compass. And up top, you got the infotainment screen for your radio and then settings and all that stuff, all right? Now, I wanted to show, yes, the 2023 does seem a little bit outdated when we come over to the driver cockpit cluster because you have the manual needles there on the right and left and then the digital screen in the middle. Probably would like to see what the 2024 has to offer and bring us. Stay tuned here at our channel. I'm sure we're going to get our hands on one of those here at these dealerships. But again, the steering wheels themselves look almost pretty much the same. This being the F Sport, a little bit more sporty, leather wrapped. Controls for your windshield wipers, your lighting system on the left, electric steering column, and then on the left-hand side of the electric steering column, you get your camera view button, your ODO trip button, and then your tailgate lift with your engine on and off button. Control units on the door panel with your window control units and the side mirror controls, up to 3 memory seatings, as well as the TX, same. But the door panel looks a bit more greater, I will say, or bigger, and the handle is different with that kind of older tech feel in the 23, okay? Now, yes, I will say, I personally think here in this video, of course, they both are Lexuses, but the TX350 just feels a little bit more techy. But again, this one feels more grand. So it depends what kind of feel you're going for. That's a little bit more sleek, a little more narrow design. This is a little bit more grand. I'm the boss, I'm taking over the road. Now let's go ahead and show you guys the second and third row. So the second row seating here in the LX600, guys, remember the captain seating compared over to the bench. And this is what the bench seat would look like in a Lexus, okay? Perforated seating from the front over to the back, car seat compatible, very nice and comfortable. I will have to say Lexus has very nice leather inside their cars, me owning a Lexus, but again, it's just very comfortable. Up top, another big thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is no panoramic glass in the F Sport, this being pretty much one of the top trim or the top lines in the LX600. You don't get that panoramic glass here, right? Lighting and the LED lighting in front of us. Got the pockets, and then the big difference here on the back of the center console, where it's a bit more wide, a little bit more expensive feel here in the back, honestly. Because the TX, even though it's a newer tech feel, this looks a whole lot more richer here in the LX600 with the heated and ventilated seats. Not to forget to mention those. But the door panel looks pretty much the same coming over from the front to the back. The way we control these seats here is going to be a lever, just like that, and you drop that 60%er, okay, and it pops up. It opens up to you the third row. Now I'm gonna not move this second row seating, because I wanna show you guys what it kind of looks like if I'm sitting here as a 6 feet 2 inch guy. Once we get to the back, how's that gonna look? Let's do that. So a little bit more tight back here, I will say. And to be honest, it feels more tight in the LX600 than it does in the TX350. I feel as if the TX350 gets you to be a little bit more comfortable. The seating themselves are a bit more comfortable. You can drop this backrest just a little bit more, but the angle on the TX, literally, you get a way bigger drop back on that backrest, all right? So, again, guys, I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of inclining to the TX350. But finishing off this third row seating, cup holders on the right and the left, the electric button, USB-C plugins, and then controls, again, for these back seats, if you want to just control them there, all right? Now, guys, as promised, here's the MSRP sticker to the TX350, so you guys get an idea of what comes on it, and all that stuff, the safety, the tech, and all that. And then here's the MSRP sticker to the LX600. Let us know what you guys think about these videos in our comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep watching. We have more cool things coming. God bless you.